Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the First 15 Accountability Party with me, your hostess, Melinda B. Powers, founder of Intentional Professionals. So, I don't know. I think I sound a little tired. I went on a boat ride yesterday, so there was a lot of wind and loud music and all of that. So, I think I'm still recovering from that, but it was so much fun. Shout out to my Leadership Jacksonville classmates that we went out together and had some good fun on a Sunday afternoon. But I want to welcome you to this accountability party. And we're calling it a party because we should celebrate accountability no matter if we're celebrating something small or huge. Celebrate your wins, give yourself credit, and don't put pressure on yourself to have to always produce at the highest level because we're not machines, we're people. So hello, who do we have here? I see a message. Hey, Errol, how are you? Good to see you. So we start. The call has three parts if you're new here. The first part is celebrating our wins from the week before. The second part is myself sharing something from the blog, the Intentional Professionals blog that goes out every Monday. And then the third part is us setting goals. We call it me time. Me stands for most impactful item, kind of like Nintendo Wii. And that is just a way for you to publicly set a goal. It doesn't have to be gargantuan, it could be a part of a larger goals, whatever you like. But it's a way for you to tell somebody what you plan to do so you can hold yourself accountable, because a lot of times we have goals, we say we're going to do it, but we give ourselves gives ourselves a lot of leeway if we don't tell anybody about it, because like, who knows, no one can hold our feet to the fire, is fine. But let's try to create a culture here where we want to be out there, and no, you may not always hit the mark, and it's okay. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel like you're a total failure. You are human. You make mistakes. You change your mind. Plans change. Ideas change. People change. So you just can't. Everything can't be. There's no such thing as perfect. I've talked about this before. I have a real gripe with that. Um, we really just need to get rid of that word in our lexicon because it's just not helpful because none of us can do that. So we're realistic here. We are forgiving here. We are not judging here. And all right, and we're going to share. So Errol says he ran into an issue with his laundry room project, and you should have it done by today or tomorrow. See, sometimes things happen and you don't finish when you think you will or when you plan to, and that's okay. So, I mean, and issues are just nothing but challenges that we have to find solutions to, and that's part of life. That's part of business ownership, professionalism. All right, hello, LinkedIn user. Good morning. Um, so, just it's okay. It's totally fine. And I just want to make that more normalized. We use that word a lot, but I want to help normalize just being a human. For me, my win from last week. So I feel like I had a few. I got some important things done that I had been putting off for some months regarding the business, as far as just the behind the scenes back office paperwork kind of stuff. So I felt very accomplished that I finally completed that. I got a major project in my house underway that I'm really excited about. It's going to change the mood and aesthetic of a very important room that I spend a lot of time in. So I'm excited about that. Um, yeah, I had a really good week last week. Feel like I got much more of a vision for the future and how I want to move forward and everything. And oh, okay, that's Thea. Hi, Thea. Your name doesn't show up on here, but it showed up on on my iPad. So, good week for me. Errol, do you have anything else you want to share about last week, or are you just reporting status with that? While you're coming up with that, we can move on into the next part where I'm going to talk to you about the blog, a little pep talk, we like to call it. And this week I wrote about, not trying and actually doing. So quit trying. You know, trying is not, ugh, it doesn't get us anywhere. We have to actually do things. We have to execute, whether it's a little bitty thing or we just jump right on in, but you got to do something. And I know sometimes fear is a really big culprit as to why we don't do. We are, hesitant. We are afraid. We are doubtful. Maybe we've been convinced that we are not capable. But I just want to say to anyone that's listening within the sound of my voice and looking at me right now, you have everything that you need to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. No, you may not have all the resources. Say money is an issue. That I understand that. But you have the skills and you have the know-how to figure out how to get them. Oh, hey Brad. Good morning. Um so don't tell yourself you don't have what it takes. You have it. And the more you use it, the better you'll get at it and the more you'll acquire. You'll gain skills, you'll gain experience, and then that will help you further down the road. So I wrote about that this week. Starting out with the famous Yoda quote, do or do not, there is no try. That's just the reality. You kind of keep yourself stagnant and still when you don't move. And it can be it doesn't have to be monumental. Just make a small incremental move every day and you're going to be inspired to do more because you do something and you get a little further, like, okay, I can go further than that. Atomic Habits is a book I love. James Clear talks about that. When you're trying to start new habits, just do it for 2 minutes, whatever it is. If you want to get into the gym, but you're having a hard time, just put the shoes on, put the outfit on, go and just do 10 reps. After that, you're going to feel like, okay, I can do more than that, because you can, but it's also your mind you're exercising, right? Okay, so we see Errol got it. Okay, apply for a global operations development program with Bank of America last week. Fingers crossed. Okay, you got it. You got it, Errol. We believe in you. So we want to hear, obviously, the results, whether they are what you want them to be or not. They are all part of your path that's leading you to where you're going. So one of the things I'm working on in myself is to not let, quote, letdowns or setbacks or failures convince me that I've done something wrong. Like if say I wasn't prepared and that's why something didn't work, that's fine. But then that means I can come back and be more prepared again. Like it's just an opportunity, right? So I really want to help encourage anybody that may be listening that's having some doubts like that. Just know that your experiences are all contributing to your future outcomes, right? All right. And on top of that, you build momentum. That's the other great thing about execution. Even if you're doing a little bit a day, you're building momentum so that you can achieve more and more or expand your horizons. Maybe it makes you curious about other things you never would have thought about had you not done that one action. So it's all about action. So if you find yourself frustrated and you find yourself in a place where you're not happy, think about how much action you've been taking and encourage yourself to just make a move, any move, whether that's just jotting down, brainstorming what you want, coming up with a plan, having a conversation with someone who has expertise that can give you insight. All of those are actions. It's not just about the finished product. There's so much more that goes into projects and goals like that you have to consider all of these other little moving parts that get you to that end result. And then there's really no end. Yeah, you may achieve something, but that is not the end of your story. There's going to be more. So, feeling like you have to get to some destination is a little elusive because you're going to want something else. Once you get that, and it may not be right away, but eventually you're going to want to go for something new or something more. All right, with that, it comes so quick. I say this every week. We're already at the end. The me time. So if you're new here, me time. Me stands for most impactful item. And me time is about publicly stating your goal, whatever that is, large or small, whatever. It's what will make you feel accomplished if you were to complete that this week. So I usually start, so I'm going to start. Um, so my me time for this week is to actually answer a bid for a government contract, like to write a bid and submit a bid. And my parameters for this for myself is not, for my on behalf of my business, of course, but it's not necessarily doing it with the expectation that I will get it, because I know some of these I may not have the capacity for. But for me, and I've been through this before, so I know myself in this way, I'm intimidated by it because I've never done it. So if I just do it, then I won't be intimidated like when I'm actually ready. But I have to figure out the process. I have to learn what all it involves and entails and get used to it. So I did the same thing with the leadership program that I just completed. Well before I knew I was ready, I applied just to get over the fear of applying. I knew I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't in the position to even do it at that time, but I was just like, let me just see what it's like. Check this out so I can not be scared when I'm finally ready to do it. And that's what I did. And when I was ready, I got in when I tried the first time. And it's not something that most, a lot of people don't get in the first time they apply. So I feel like that helped me not be intimidated. And it worked for me. And I have a tendency to, I'm a doer. So when I like to do things to get like sometimes it can be to my detriment when say if it's putting something together and I don't necessarily want to read all the directions first. I'm just kind of intuitively trying to put something together. That can kind of bite me in the butt, but it's kind of what gets my fires burning as far as getting things completed and figuring out what my skills and abilities are. And I surprise myself sometimes. All right, we got some comments coming in. Let's see. Hey, Ivo. Yeah, you made it right at the end. So let's get your me time up. Thank you. Thank you. We still got to talk. I have not heard from you. We got to talk. We got to talk. So everybody, please type in the comments. What's your goal for the week? What's your me time? I know, right? We got some first timers on the call. Really excited to see more people joining in. We're trying to build this community. Well, not trying. We're building this community because I show up. And that's the goal, is to get more people involved, just to give you that little boost for your week. I don't want to look at Mondays like, oh, it's Monday. The Mondays, like, yeah. Let's make that something to look forward to. So I hope that I have made your Monday morning something to look forward to, those of you that have been joining for a while. All right, so we only got like a minute and a half left. Where's that me time? Okay, there we go. Ivo, your most impactful item this week is getting your next YouTube channel live with at least the first video live. Okay, I'll be looking for that. Send me the link when you get a chance, so I'll know where to go. But I definitely want to support that. We want to support. All right. Anybody else? Errol, Thea, Brad, have some other people here. But yeah, my me time is to get over my jitters and nervousness about applying, because I get these solicitations from all these different places and I read them, and some of them are very well suited and aligned to what I want to do. But then I'm like, maybe the deadline will be some weeks out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that one. And I know I'm not serious because I haven't said, okay, it's due at this point. That gives me this. I need to take this time. Like, I hadn't planned it out. I just kind of was like, oh, that sounds nice. So I'm going to actually be more serious this week and put something together and submit it. It may not be all in this week, but the point is to select something to apply for and to start the application process, like in writing. All right, Brad, you plan to finish a few lingering items that have been dragging out for weeks. Oh, okay, the lingering items. Are these all work related? Are some personal? You mind being a little more specific? Arrow, you're working on your project now. Okay. Oh, you're doing some DIY. You got the phone. We're up on the countertop somewhere watching you work. All right. So We're nearing the end. We're at the end, really. Got like less than a minute left. I really appreciate everyone for joining me. Please, if you didn't get the me time in before, okay, we got one more. I think this is Thea. Your goal for the week: complete at least one introductory project management course in LinkedIn and continue your core studies from intentional professional. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. So we got some good ones in here. If you didn't get yours in during the broadcast, if you're watching this on a recording, you can still make a comment. That's still allowed. And thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. I don't want to keep you long. It's just 15 minutes, just a little boost. I will talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.